YouTube, in this video I want to talk about some of the differences between two different Model A tractors. Here we have a 1951 John Deere Model A, and here we have a 1948 model year made 47. And I often call it the 47 because when I first restored it, I didn't know that it was a 58 model year, but it was made in 47. We also have two different mowers attached. So to the 47, we have a John Deere Number 5, and to the 51, we have a John Deere Number 38 mower. Some stuff about these two tractors: they both have roll-o-matics. They didn't come factory with roll-o-matic. I actually bought those from New Paris Tractor Parts. And the reason being because I like to use the tractors to feed with in the winter and in the spring, and the manure when it gets frozen is really, really bumpy. So having the roll-o-matics makes a difference. This tractor has weighted wheels. Let me show you right there. That is original to this tractor. It's got the weights on the inside. So because of that, it does space the fronts out a little bit. This tractor also has the high-low range with the mushroom transmission. This one also has a magneto. This tractor has the single shifter, which actually is kind of neat. When you move the shifter between the ranges, or between, you can kind of hear a click right there. And what that was the same as shifting the high-low range on the other tractor. So they just kind of combined it to one stick. A couple of little differences, some cosmetic stuff. This one has a little different engager for the starter. And this model has a square axle, which I believe was changed around 50. So here we have the round axle. See, the starter lever is a little different. This one again has the high-low range shifter here, which again was built into the single stick on this tractor. This 51 also has a distributor, so it does not have a magneto. It has a key electronic distributor. One big difference, this is a gasoline only A, and this one here was an all fuel A. So this one could burn multiple fuel types. You can see the two tanks. So this far rear tank, you would put gasoline in to start it on gasoline. You would then use this lever here, which would close your shutters, and once the engine temp was up to temp, you would switch the fuel over to the primary tank, which would be distillate, and that would allow it to burn the heavier fuels. Now, I don't have this tractor set up at the moment to do that. We've just converted it to gas only. It's got a gas only manifold, but I've also, on this tractor, we replaced the pistons a few years ago. It has high compression pistons in it. Had a shop go through the head. Anyway, so I'd be curious to put these two on a dymo and see how they rate compared to each other. Going to go take these out into the field so that I can show the mowers a little bit better, put them in better light. This one does not have the automatic fuel shutoff, which I actually recommend. The automatic fuel shutoffs cause a lot of problems. So again, the 51 has this automatic fuel bowl shut off, but a lot of times they don't all the way shut off and fuel gets into your cylinders because it goes downhill. Again, this one has a key because it has the electronic ignition. So here's the number 38 mower. Both these mowers are mounted the same. They're on the John Deere, I don't know what the official name for that is, but where it mounts to the drawbar on this little round knob right here. Again, that's the number 38. And this is the John Deere number 5. The famous number 5. Now the number 38 isn't ready to go into the field at the moment. It needs a tire, pitman, some other stuff, but anyway, I'm just starting to work on it. So again, there's one, there's the other. So a couple things about both these mowers. This mower came in 3 different configurations. I'm not exactly sure off the top of my head what the different model numbers were, but they had the one that mounts here, as I mentioned. They had a trailer mount, and they also had a 3-point mount. This one's using hydraulics. Now the Model A isn't the best tractor in the world for the mower because it doesn't have live hydraulics, so the PTO has to be engaged to run the hydraulics. Now there's a problem because when you have it all hooked up in this upper position, like both these tractors are, you can't run the PTO because with the arms up, the pitman would just go out and it would break it. So you have to lay the blade down, and then you have to engage the blades and raise it, disengage it. Anyway, so on the Number series, they have live hydraulics. So you can have the hydraulics running without the PTO running, so you can raise and lower everything without your blades turning. This one here is hooked up to the hydraulics with this ram. So the number 38, you have your drive line, again, which I don't have hooked up. If I did, I wouldn't be able to raise and lower it, and this ram sinks, so it's kind of nice that it's not hooked up. But anyway, so you have this PTO shaft that comes right out to this belt drive, and this belt comes down to this piece here, which runs the pitman. So it's actually pretty simple. I think it's actually a lot simpler than the number 5. Another thing about the 38 is it has this back PTO nub right here. It also has the ability to hook up another pulled implement. So what you would do is you could attach a conditioner to this mower. So the conditioner would follow behind the tractor, so your first pass would cut, and then the second pass, as you're actually driving on your crop, it would run another piece of equipment that would crimp your hay to make it dry faster, and that would run off the PTO here. So again, you have your drive line, belt, and the belt goes directly to the pitman, and then there's your PTO shaft for an implement, or an attached implement, I should say. Again, this one doesn't have the pitman all hooked up. The pitman would go right there. A hydraulic ram to raise and lower the machine. And I'll actually turn the tractor on and show the raising and lowering in operation. So again, you have to have the PTO going on this tractor because that's your hydraulic pump. See that hydraulic ram, raise and lower. The number 5 is really the mower that needs no introduction. It's a very, very popular mower. This particular mower was my grandfather's mower that he used to use on the farm over in one of the towns that borders ours. This particular setup on this tractor is raised and lowered by the rocker arms. So it goes to this cable, and the cable basically pulls the same lever that the hydraulic ram is hooked up to on that one. The PTO shaft comes through, it actually goes to a gearbox. This gearbox has a chain on it. It comes down to here, which then goes back to drive the pitman. So the newer one is actually a little simpler of a setup. I'll show you everything a little closer. So you have the rocker arm. This goes down to this pulley, that pulley. So you have this cable that pulls this and it raises and lowers. Now on this tractor the PTO is hooked up, so I can't just turn it on and give a demonstration. However, I would like to show raising and lowering it in operation. So due to gravity, I am able to lower it. So okay, now right now the PTO is not engaged, so the hydraulic pump is not engaged. So I'm going to enable the PTO, and again it's going to run the implement since that's the pump. So now I can raise and lower. And I'm going to turn the PTO off. Now to go into transport mode, again you have to lift it up with your PTO running. So it's not too hard. It's definitely not as convenient as all of our modern equipment. And I'm fortunate on this tractor, it actually will hold. It won't leak and sag over time. When I had this one on that tractor with the same setup, after a couple days, the mower would be on the ground. But anyway, this tractor's rocker arms seem a little tighter. They didn't sag after being up for a couple days. So that's pretty much it. 2 Model A's, 2 different mowers. We have a tractor show coming up September 24th, so it's a couple weekends, where I want to have these hooked up and show them hooked up. But I also would like to do another YouTube video of them both being used. So my plan is to get everything working on this 38. So I don't think it'll take too much to get it working. The blade looks pretty good overall. And then I'm just going to take just a couple acres and do a video of maybe both of them going together. It would be kind of fun. Maybe get a little drone footage. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. And I'll hopefully have another one posted soon.